And welcome to today's live market profile and order flow trade analysis by Tradeducation. We are at episode 175, and before I share today's analysis, I would just like to go through a quick disclaimer that trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for all investors. Also, the information which I'm sharing is for educational purposes only and cannot be used for any trade related activity. Okay. So let's quickly look at what happened yesterday and if there are any potential option development paths which we can identify today from intraday perspective. Okay. So let me just quickly share my screen, and first of all let me just jump to the daily time frame or the daily chart, and here what the overall context is. So this entire zone is the selling zone. We had a gap here, and this entire zone is a selling zone. And currently, what is happening is the selling is pretty strong. So this particular bar is where we can see that strong sellers are present. And once this is clear, so this is, let me see how much this is. So this is 11,867 or 11,870. Once this particular level is cleared, then we might expect further continuation to the upside. And there is also a small gap which is here, which will be getting filled, and then there are again stops built around this level, and then we can expect continuation to the higher side. Currently what we are seeing is some choppiness action, so some sideways movement, and that is going to happen because now some of the major events are happening. So one of the event is the monsoon parliament session has already started, and so there will be some news factors which will be coming in, and that's why a lot of sideways movement is what choppiness action is what I'm currently expecting to happen. One more thing to note yesterday is the auction actually stopped around the 20 EMA. So 20 EMA is still acting as the level of support. So today we need to see whether the auction opens above the 20 EMA and whether it goes higher, or whether this selling pressure which came in, whether we see continuation to the downside. Okay. So this is the one of the balance. So this is the first balance, and this is the second balance. And here what we see is look above the balance and fail. Okay, and see where exactly the auction is halted. It is halted around the VPOC level. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me add the data points of yesterday's auction. So if you see now, VPOC is acting as the level of support, and today we need to see where the auction opens. So this is my reference level. If the auction opens above VPOC, odds are high that we will be tagging and trying to tag this particular value area high of the first balance. Okay, so this is the first. So this is from positional perspective. If the auction opens at VWAP or at VPOC, we need to see if it develops sideways, then first immediate target can be this value area high. Okay, from positional perspective. And if it opens below, then odds are high that we will be tagging the value area low. So this is the third option development path. So all these three are from positional perspective, not from intraday perspective. And if you see here, we have got one balance, we have got one more balance here. Here we have got one more balance. Okay, plus this entire thing is one more balance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we've got one more balance here, 5. Okay, so a lot of balances are getting formed, indicating that further change in the auction or further change in the market. Okay. From the VSA chart, one good. So yesterday I had a good trade, very nice, shorted around the HVNs as there was exhaustion pattern forming. There was exhaustion with the first target of first HVN, the second target of second HVN. So this was 100 points move, and then this second was 147 points move. Okay, so I traded and I with two lots. So one lot 100 points and second lot with 147, around 247 points. And it was a good trending day, and a lot of selling pressure came in. Okay. So yesterday, I think one of the best days I had this week itself, and nothing much from the volume chart. So now let me just jump to the market profile chart. So from the market profile chart, so one of the references which I had kept was this particular gap, which has already been filled yesterday. Second reference which I shared was the peacock, and third reference, was this peacock and this high, the yesterday's high or day before yesterday's high. So what has happened is, so let me remove this. The gap is already filled, and overall, what the auction did is opened with a gap up. It continued higher, and then around the peacock, and around the value area high, it found a sort of exhaustion. That's was a good trade location to take a short with your first target of the of the low, second target of this low, and third target of peacock. Okay, it also tagged the low of 11th of September. Okay, so this was more of an outside day. So today what I'm expecting is the auction to open within this range, and there are some single prints. So there is this single print and there is this single print. So this will act as the level of support, and what I'm expecting is it to continue higher, and around this level is where some sort of exhaustion, and we'll just be tagging the low. So some sideways development movement is what I'm expecting. So the reference path which I'll be monitoring is first the high of yesterday, second is the low of yesterday, and if you see, there are a lot of intraday references. So one is this half back, then we have another half back, and then we have this third half back, then we have the fourth half back. Okay, so a lot of nuances, intraday nuances were created in yesterday's auction, and what we see is, earlier we had a balanced auction. So balanced auction followed by an imbalance. So this was an imbalance. So today we need to see whether we are seeing some sort of balancing activity or not today. Okay. So let me just bring in the pre-open market session, and let's see what are the potential auction development paths for today. So today is 15th of September. The auction is going to open 47 points up. Now let me close this. So now some of the auction development paths which I'm looking forward is 47 points up. So it is going to open around this. So this will be my first reference. I'm expecting some sort of reversal from here, and then tag the low, and then come back. So this is the first auction development path. Second auction development path which I'm seeing is it opens around the single print zone. It tags the high, and then again tags the high, and then it reverses. This is the second auction development path. The third auction development path which I'm seeing is it goes higher, and around this level is where some sort of exhaustion is seen, and again it goes lower, and this is where, so a sort of balancing or an inside day is what I'm expecting this auction to develop. So these are the three auction development paths which I'm seeing to happen or establish today, and so the market will open in next 50 seconds. So let me see if there are any comments. So no comments. Okay, so let's see where the auction opens in next 40 seconds. Yeah. So I'm expecting this to go further higher because we have a 45-degree line here. So odds are high that we will be seeing auction path number 2. But let's see. So now in next 10 seconds the market will open. So let's see which way the auction goes. Okay, so auction is open around the single print zone. It's trying to go lower. So we have a balance here and we have got one more balance here. We have a double distribution. So this lower distribution would act as a level of support wherein buyers would be coming in. And now buyers, they need to take the auction higher. So we are still in auction path number 1. So let's see what happens. So let me now delete all this. Let me minimize this. So yesterday's auction is my reference. So delta is flat. The auction is opened around the HVN. Let me look at the order flow numbers. About 1800 contracts traded, not much volume from the market open. So there are anomalies on the lower side, anomalies on the higher side. So let some of the anomalies get cleared. But right now there is no trade location, to be honest. Let's just watch the auction development, how it is developing. So one good trade location is you can go long, keeping your stop loss around the lows. The target of this weekly high or this single trade zone. So this is a quick scalp long trade which I'm seeing. This is the POC of today and it's exactly at the VWAP. So the weekly high is also pretty close by, but that's fine. This was last week high. So this high. So now the candle is turned bullish. 3000 contracts. Okay, volume. Also the high is weaker but is exactly at the half back of yesterday. So odds are high that we will be tagging this high. And the high is tagged. So you should be now out of the trade. So if you are in profits, you should be out of in trades. So delta is turning positive. Also, if you see from price action perspective, so this is where selling is present and this is where buying is present. So the auction opened within the buying zone and this halfback reference is clear. And this was the single print. So yeah, so one good long trade, good scalp trade, which we were able to find from the market open. And this was, I think, in less than 4 minutes. So the 5000 contracts traded in the first 5 minutes. Again, buyers are now, so these are momentum buyers who are coming in and they will be taking the auction higher. So let's just observe how the auction is developing, because we are now in a single print zone. momentum players are stepping in now. Okay, so sort of VWAP test will be seen. Let the VWAP test happen, and if you see, this is supply zone. So this supply has been cleared, and again there are sellers present here. So this is a supply zone, but again sellers came in. So the VWAP test is done, is happening now. So we need to see whether this is a good pullback. So if you see exactly at VWAP, 200 traders lots contracts came in. The delta is turning flat now. Okay. So doji candle is getting formed. We are still 1 minute to go. So this is where strong sellers are present coming in. This is where weak selling. But I'm expecting it to continue higher. So let's see whether that happens or not. Overall, the market confidence is low. Okay, so 4,200 contracts traded, good volume flow. A VWAP test is done, so I'm expecting it to continue higher. Yeah, so this is a strong candle. So this is where sellers came in. A big drop happened. Okay, so again now VWAP test is happening. Now it's just hovering around the open. So today it looks like a dull, boring day to happen. Some sideways movement. So right now the buyers, if the buyers are strong, this single print zone, this particular zone should be getting tagged, and we should enter the upper distribution. So right now we are in the lower distribution, it is getting rejected in the lower distribution. So the odds are high that the we should reach the higher distribution. So if the low is getting tagged today, then odds are high that we will be tagging this single distribution, and there are halfback references level. This is halfback reference, so we might be tagging the this level and then and the low of yesterday. So to sum it up today, we had one trade location wherein I shared that to go long, keeping stop loss at today's low, target of the weekly high for the single print zone. So that was one good quick scalp long trade. Apart from that, let market chop and let market chop. If the high is taken out, you just see the order flow numbers, and it should be tagging this. So basically, this single print zone should be getting cleared today. If that does not happen, then the second option is it would reverse and it would tag the low of yesterday. Okay. So that's what I wanted to share today, and with that, I'm ending the session, and let's catch up again tomorrow and observe where the auction develops. So look at the references, observe how the auction is getting developed, and based on that, take the trading decisions. So ending the session for today, and let's catch up tomorrow. Okay? Take care and bye for now.